what's happening at Ewetopia Farms today. So hooking the fans up was obviously a good idea. That's effectively disturbed every sheep in the barn. Rams are in for a treat today. And that's why you have to check your drinkers every day. How the tails go out and how they stop fidgeting.
So you can't say nothing, but there's something wrong with that plastic.
Let's get started. As you can see by the cluster of sheep by the fans, it's still a hot day here at Ewetopia Farms. We're almost in October now, and the heat isn't dissipating yet. The Dorsets are in front of the fans, and if I look behind me, I got a Suffolk group clustered under the fans as well. Hi, you guys. Do the fans help a lot? You're a little backlit. So hooking the fans up was obviously a good idea. And I'm glad we are not breeding right now, because in the past we've been breeding our Dorsets at this time of year, and to be honest, lambs just don't do well in this heat. They don't thrive as much because mom is hot and tired and lying down. Lambs are also hot, and when you're hot you lay down, and so if a lamb's not constantly nursing on her mom, her milk production actually decreases, and because the lamb's not nursing a lot, it's also not getting a lot of milk. So, and that's the main reason we no longer do hot weather lambing. We find they just don't do as well as they do in the winter months. Hi guys, girls. Chinny's the one laying right in front of the fan. Smart girls you guys are. Or you gals. But there is a little bit of a breeze coming in the doorway today, which is a nice change. So these guys are all laid out. They've been fed already. Arnie came out to feed them early today. So they've eaten, and most of them are laying down and chewing their cuds now, all along the walls. This is a Luther's group, and we got the same thing going on over here with Chewy at the gate here, and in the Suffolk group, in the Dorset group, you can see these guys all along the walls. Now I've stood up in the feeder, and the sheep are conditioned kind of like Pavlov's bell and the dog. When they see us in the feeder, to them it usually means I'm going to feed them. And Arnie fed them the grain, but I can see that he did not kick the feed in this morning, because there's a little center core down the middle there. You see that? So I'll just go kick that into them now, since all the Suffolks are up. The Dorsets are still a little laid back, but I got a crew here, so we'll kick it in for them and they'll be happy. And that's effectively disturbed every sheep in the barn. But they're now all getting that food that they couldn't reach. So what do you think? How are you doing? Breeding a lot of sheep, I hope? Hi, girls. Hi everybody, how you doing? That good? Hi Chewy. Pussycats are all fed. Hi, Slade. More big zucchinis. Rams are in for a treat today. What about the little guys? Do they like one? What's that, you guys? Is that really interesting? Oh, good boy. You got it all.
I was gonna stand on it.
Yeah.
Oh. You broke it in half too, buddy.
Oh, here comes Ferdinand. Maybe he'd like some. Would you like some, Ferdinand? No, not out of the hand. Oh, Cash, would you like some? Go get some.
Oh, I need those ribbies for him this
Go
week.
get some, Cashy. What do you think about that zucchini? Is it yummy? Look, you can eat it. It's yummy. The big guys really like it. The little guys haven't discovered it yet, so we'll give them the bigger ones. And leave the little ones for these guys. Hi. You got a zucchini. It's really nice. Hi. Is that something enough to raise your tail? Hi, buddy. Were you running and performing in the video yesterday? You're quite a character. And you're a character too. Your tail says it all. My goodness. Marcus, you're lovely. Here really likes it. Oh, Ferdinand, he was eating. I guess Ferdinand likes him too. I didn't get his leap on camera today, but he did it. Buddy, have you got severe attitude? My goodness, you've got the most severe of attitudes. You do. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, you're so funny. You guys are all so silly in this pen. Let's try that again. Let's try that again. Because you're characters, each and every one of you. This is what happens when you have stragglers. They become supreme pets because you have more time to spend with them. I'm going to run for it and see what he does now. You are clever. Too clever. And these are the January, February lambs. Some really nice guys in here. The reason they're swarming the drinker right now is that somebody pooped in it last night. So everyone's really, really thirsty. And that's why you have to check your drinkers every day. So if you ever see your sheep all clustered at a drinker like this, and even fighting over the water, go check your water. It may be dirty, it may not be working, something's wrong with the water, because normally they have all day to drink, so they take turns. But when things are critical, then it's a mobbing like this. And this is where it pays to be the bigger sheep in the flock, because if there's a little one in your way, you have a better chance of getting rid of them. This is why you should also have easy access for all your sheep to eat at once, because the bigger ones, the pushier ones, the more dominant ones will go in first, push out the smaller ones, the ones who are more afraid or more timid, and they'll walk away. Oops, that was a bad one. They'll walk away, and the bigger ones will get even bigger or stronger because they're eating the top pick of the hay or whatever it is they're eating. And then later, the little ones, when the big guys are out of the way, will come up and eat the dregs. So they'll start to fall behind, and the more pushy ones will move ahead. And then the cycle, the difference between the two groups will actually widen. So it's best if everybody has access to the food so they can all eat at once. Okay, these two rams are wanting to be pet. Come here. We got Macho. This is Macho. And this is Gladiator's son. Calm down. Quiet. So if you want them to be quiet, you just put them on their, rub them on their chest. See how the tails go out and how they stop fidgeting? Otherwise, they butt and push and shove, trying to get attention. So your first job is to get them to quiet down. You don't want them pushing at you, ever, ever. And the Gladiator ram is actually the one that's fussing around the most. Hi, how are you? Would you like to have some attention too? What have you been eating? There you go, buddy. Let's all have some attention right now. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that's nice. It is when you behave. When you behave, you get a lot of attention, don't you? Yeah, you do. And you don't get a lot of attention when you're nasty. Yes. Hi, how you doing? Hi. 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 Don't get in too close. I don't like that. You're a little pushy. You guys are a little needy. Just a little needy. I can't even begin to film you when you're that close. They were getting just a little too familiar and pushy, so all I did was clap my hands when I didn't like what they were doing until they turned around and left me alone, and I walked away. Because you never reward a ram for bad behavior. Today I've been working on updating some products for the fall. So we have a flocking sheep collection that has flocking sheep at Ewetopia Farms at the front, and at the back it says YouTube at Ewetopia Farms. And while you're thinking about the flocking sheep at Ewetopia Farms, I'm sure you're thinking that you need to get bad at Ewetopia Farms as well on YouTube at Ewetopia Farms. Check out the new merchandise, guys. It's that time of year where we need to get in some warmer clothing, and I've just updated a few little things for you guys. We got a few new things on there too, including the leggings for women. But all the other stuff is basically the same, I think. Yeah, I just touched up some of the more wintry things, although there are some tank tops and stuff as well. Anyway, give us a check on our merch shop. I appreciate it.
So it's my last day baling hay, hopefully for the summer. So we're just doing this. It was a little bit tough this morning. I'll show you. But it's I think it's right on the money right now. It's not a large piece, but we'll get this baled up. And I don't know if you can see my neighbor's bean field right there. They actually got their auger set up in the wagons, and I'm thinking they're going to start doing beans today. Those beans were planted about 2 weeks before my beans were planted, so it makes sense that they would go first. My beans definitely aren't ready yet, but this will be some real choice hay today. My spring is done quite well. No problems with it. Yeah, that spring broke the other day. I made 100 bales without the spring. I'm thinking when I'm done haying, I might take it off and send it back. I don't even think I need it. But yeah, you do need it. I think what that spring's for is when you kick the bale out, it keeps the tension on those belts. So it keeps those belts from flopping around. That's what I think that spring's for. But the day it broke, I was in the cab, and I actually heard a little bang, and I didn't know what it was. I was looking all over for it, but it was actually that spring that broke. So then we made 100 bales, and then we bought a new spring and put the spring on. But anyways, wish me luck. Last day. So I'm done. Cleaned up the baler. Baler's got a little bit of gum on it there from the wet grass. But didn't get a lot of bales. Got a few bales. This was late. It didn't really mature out well, but it's actually extremely rich. And I'll just show you this hay for a second. I'm sure the sheep will love it. I like to save it for the lambs. See, it's real nice stuff. So, gonna head home. So that's my neighbors. And you can see that dust coming from the beans. They're dry. He says they're 14%. That's not my operator I had last year. This is a different combine. It's still a green combine. See the dust? See, it's dry. Done haying. Sick and tired of it. I can't deal with it anymore. Way too much hay. But I'm going to say something here. So that's the plastic we buy. It's a Canadian company. And when I trip a bale, it hooks onto there, and it should not rip off. But the plastic's inconsistent. And I mean, how do you measure how thick that plastic is? It's supposed to be a certain millimeter. But if you go like this, watch. You see how thin it is? See that? So I'll be wrapping away, it'll all go perfect, and then suddenly it'll start ripping off. So I could blame the machine, which I'm just thinking when I go like this, it looks pretty thin. I'm thinking the plastic's inconsistent, but it is a Canadian company, and I'm not going to mention the name, because if I say something, my supplier will say, get your plastic somewhere else, Arnie, and you're out. So you can't say nothing, but there's something wrong with that plastic. That plastic is inconsistent. It's the right thickness, and then it's too thin. Instead of giving you a little extra plastic, they actually give you a little less. But anyways, right now I'm going to clean this up a little bit. We're going to put it away. I think there's rain coming in. You see those storms coming in right there? So, done wrapping. Got to get the bale stacked tonight. I'm going to clean this up. The lambs will love to eat this stuff, this nice fine stuff, and carry it into the barn. Done haying today. I'm not feeling a lot better about it, but maybe I will in the morning. But here I got, I'll show you what's happening here. I got a half a bale of hay I couldn't wrap. That was too small. I don't think the color's right on it. I think it's not the right kind of green. And I'm not sure how they're going to like this bale. But we're going to roll this out. And they better not turn their noses up. Well, there you go. Nice and green. So we'll see how much of this hay is left in the morning. It shouldn't be able to eat it all. But we'll see what happens. I'll let you know in the morning. I'll take a picture of it. So I think basically it was a half a bale. So maybe 500 pounds, I guess, of hay. And it was wet hay, alfalfa, with a little bit of grass in it. I'm guessing most people would say, some people might say that they could get sick on it. But if they are filled up from the previous meals, they're not going to gloat on it. They're going to eat their share. They're going to take a nap. They're going to come back and eat. Take a nap. Come back and eat. Take a nap. Come back and eat. But they look pretty happy. That's the main thing. That's our whole goal here. So, I gotta stack 36 bales of hay. That's my job tonight. And then we're gonna call that a night. So I'm thinking I'm gonna stack the hay. I'm not gonna get back on YouTube. So have a good evening. Support the channel. Subscribe. Give a like. Give a click. Tell a friend. Help the channel a lot. Thank you very much for following us today. And we'll see you tomorrow. I think there's a wet weekend coming in. Looking forward to the rain. And we've had about 2 weeks of no rain. And hopefully, if I have my wish, I'll push some of this rain over the mic. He says it's a little dry out there. Hopefully he gets some rain. It's a lot nicer farming when things look green. See you in the morning.
Arnie's done haying. We got some new merch up in the store. And we got to watch Marshall being a silly guy. He's bad. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please join us again tomorrow. Bye for now.